G'day, it's Mark here, and happy to present on the channel probably one of the most powerful vehicles that we've ever featured. Here it is. It's the Suzuki Jimny 2021 or 22 model, brand new vehicle, highly in demand. These things have got a waiting list, and they've had a waiting list on them since they've been launched. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome the owner, Rowan. Rowan, please.
Good morning, Mark.
How are you?
Look, really well, and it's great to be part of your series. I've been watching some of the other cars that you've been featuring, and our Suzuki Jimny today is really going to shift the power band, so to speak. Maybe what I love about this car is it's quirky, throwback to the design DNA. It really, it's a current model car, clearly, with a lot of creature comforts, but it hasn't lost some of that originality that came out in the early 70s. And I actually had an LJ80, and that was fairly agricultural, to say the least. But as much as we've evolved today, it still hasn't lost some of that heritage. And I guess a lot of these cars tend to be customised, and one of the obvious ones that a lot of enthusiasts do is they put a lift kit, because it's going to help them off-road, and these cars are serious off-road.
That'd be good for handling too, wouldn't it?
Well, it just throws you up another couple of inches, another 4 inches. But this car is stock.
Yep.
And I've kept it that way. It's really, from my point of view, it's just an urban runabout with a bit more character.
Yeah.
And you find yourself getting a lot of thumbs up. When you go to a cafe to pick up a coffee, there's always someone that wants to have a chat to you about it. And I think it's a little bit like maybe the VW Beetle or a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's had one in a past life, and this car just tends to prompt a lot of conversation.
Yeah, so, recollections. Yeah.
So what I've done to it, I've kept it. Well, I've done a fair bit of personalisation. There's a lot of aftermarket accessories that you can buy. So I've just tinkered with it a little bit, just in a cosmetic sense. Some of the original decals that refer to its engine capacity, that's 74 kilowatts. So
all right, 74 kilowatts of power.
I've got to meet every one of those kilowatts on a personal level. I've used every one of them, I can assure you.
Yes.
But it's got the fuel filler cap that's got a bit of a heritage theme to it. The front grille is an upgrade, aftermarket. Well, it's an aftermarket upgrade.
Yep.
We've got the nudge bar. I thought, given the size of the vehicle, that could only do good things.
Yes.
And there's some storage capacity that we've just increased in the car.
Yeah.
Because it's, obviously space is at a premium. So we've just tried to make it a little bit more creature comfort on the inside, but effectively it's a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine.
Yep.
With a 4-speed transmission. It does come as a 5-speed manual.
Right.
But they tend to be more popular in the auto.
Okay.
I think 4 drivers actually prefer the auto transmission. Makes it a little bit easier.
Right.
You can do things like putting a torque converter on it, which basically just reduces, if you like, the lag between the pedal and where the power comes on. So there's a few little tweaks and treatments you can do to the car to just make it perform a little bit better. But at the end of the day, it's a fairly standard
conventional vehicle.
Yeah.
Does it have traction control? Or?
It's got traction control.
I know it's got a rear camera when we're parking
it's got traction control. It's a very capable vehicle off-road.
Yeah.
Low and high range.
Yeah.
And although space is limited, it does use what space it has very well. I'll just show you the back tailgate.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, pop that down.
That's actually quite roomy, isn't it? Because it's quite a square design, so it's very good lift height, isn't it? Or the height for large objects is there.
And that's sort of why
Yeah.
decided to buy it because as an urban runabout, it just had some capacity to carry things. And if you are camping or going away, you start to utilise the space quite efficiently.
Now, what about the interiors? You've made a few. I think while I'm shooting from here, what sort of changes have you made to the interior?
So we've got a centre console armrest, which just uses this to accommodate things like your phone, and it charges your phone.
Yep.
We've got our obligatory cup holders that bolt on.
Yep.
There's a
little compass.
A compass.
Yeah.
Always know
where you're going.
Where you're going, which is important in life.
Yeah.
And some storage capacity on the dash.
Yep.
It's got its grab rail, so for your passenger, if they're off-road, just give a little bit more surety for the
or if you're passing a semi-trailer in the wind.
In the wind.
You can grab on for dear life.
Either that or put a very heavy rock in the back of the car to weigh you down. But
and what colour is this? Obviously it's grey, but is there a name for it? Or?
There is a grey name to it. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
It comes in about 5 colours.
Yeah. I've seen the green one, the bright green.
And that comes with a contrasting gloss black roof.
Okay.
As does the blue.
Yep.
They've really tried to do justice to the heritage, not only of these vehicles, but also Land Rover, and
Jeeps,
Toyota,
the Land Cruisers,
with that cream,
colour. The two-tone,
So I tend to think it looks like a mini G-Wagon.
Maybe Mercedes-Benz should bring out a little baby G-Wagon. It'd probably be quite popular, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say it would be actually. Should we? Well, let's go for a spin in it. And you said it's got 74 kilowatts, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So let's hopefully with you and I in the car, it's it's going to be able to pull both of us along.
74 kilowatts on demand.
On demand. All right. Well, let's go for a bit of a spin, and we'll keep filming and just see what the ride quality's like and just the general performance. So. Oh, it's even got chrome door handles. Nice little feature there. I remember the original ones of these had, didn't they have like a 2-stroke engine?
They did, the LJ50, which I think from memory refers to its engine capacity being 500, or in fact just under 500 cc.
Right.
I mentioned I had the LJ80, which was a 4-cylinder, very small 4-cylinder.
Yep.
And then I think had 797
cc's
cubic capacity.
Right.
Engine.
Right.
So look there.
Wait. Oh, anyway, light.
As a young kid, I was fortunate enough to be taken on a trip in one of these. They were the Suzuki Sierra.
Right.
And we were delivering it to a friend's family.
Brand new? Was it brand new?
It was brand new. We picked it up in Adelaide and we drove it to Outback, South Australia, to a cattle station property that they owned. And it was going to be a working vehicle.
Right.
And
it's a long way to go on one of those.
Well, the rains had flooded the roads.
Right.
And the only way we could get this vehicle to the cattle property was to drive along the railway line.
Oh my God.
So for hundreds of kilometres.
Yeah.
And I can't recall whether the wheels sat outside of the railway track.
Probably inside.
Or just in.
Turn right where that car just went. Yeah.
But you can imagine clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Oh my God.
For hundreds of kilometres. And of course this was in before.
What about the trains coming the other way?
Well, this is in the day before things like mobile apps and online train schedules.
Right.
So we had a very keen trained eye, pardon the pun, had a very keen trained eye on the track ahead of us.
Yeah.
And look, we didn't see any trains, but we
You survived.
We survived. But that was one of my memories of.
Yeah. Did that inspire you to kind of get one of these, that memory? Yeah, because I think often when you're young, whether you've got a relative that's got a, an uncle or auntie or whatever that's got a car, or your parents, or an experience like that. When you have an experience with a vehicle when you're very young, often that has a really influential impact on your life as an adult. Then you think, you have that recollection and that memory, and in some ways you want to kind of relive that to a degree. Yeah, nostalgia, I guess, straight through.
Very much so, Mark.
Yeah.
And I think that's certainly how I decide upon a car, is how it sort of engages with me on a personal or emotional level.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you make a car choice? How do you distinguish between that car or the other options of whatever you might be considering? And for me, it's never been about practicality or any sort of pragmatic decision. It's always been emotional, and I like to have a connected relationship with my car.
I agree with that 100%. And just in terms of the vehicle, I'd say, look, we've only gone a fairly short distance, but the ride quality actually is surprisingly good. It's, I expected it to be really harsh. I remember driving when they were new, the short wheelbase Pajero, and I thought, my God, this thing's like, your filling's going to fall out of your teeth. It was so harsh, but this is actually quite pleasant and quite nice. So anyway, Rowan, thank you very much for sharing your Suzuki. I wonder what's under that car cover. Your Suzuki Jimny with us, and thanks very much for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, the little button down there in the corner, the red button. Press that and enjoy the other content. Thanks very much for watching.